Barker tries one.
On the power play, Sakic fakes it, takes it, scores! Joe Sakic, power play goal!
Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everybody, to another Arsenal preview show here on TJ Warren TV, featuring the legend, the man, the myth, the legend, Jez Collins. Jez, how are you doing?
All good, man. All good. Looking forward to a nice little Easter weekend and a little bit of relaxation. Might drop a show tomorrow. Don't know. And hi, Fran. How you doing?
Hi, Jez.
How you doing? And so nice weekend coming up, and we look forward to a massive game, 4:30 on Sunday, Liverpool Arsenal.
Yes.
And can't wait for it. Fran, hope you're feeling better.
I am. I've had some sort of, I feel like it's going around some sort of flu thing, and then that made me all miserable. But yeah, I'm feeling much better. Really excited for this game. Yeah. How are you guys?
Cool.
I am excellent. And Fran, thank you so much for coming on. I know I've been hounding you for a while to come on here, and to have you on here is truly a pleasure. Seriously, it's like you were one of the first, like when I first started streaming, you were one of the first people that I really like. We really like had a good connection, a good vibe. Yeah. You know what I mean? So yeah, I go ahead. Sorry.
You're so good at it. I can't believe it. Like, do you have some sort of job where you're like public speaking or something? Like, you're such a natural.
I'm a wedding MC on the weekends.
That explains.
So I do that a little bit. Yeah.
Nice.
But you know, I don't really tell that to a lot of people, but I guess the internet knows now, so that's okay.
We must have connected because me and my band, we perform at weddings. So
there you go. See, same. We'll have to talk about that. Anyway. We'll have to talk about that. But yeah, I just want to welcome Jez and Fran to the channel. This is absolutely incredible to have these two legends on. I do want to address something before we get started. I did have a couple of trolls. Pete Haywood was back in whatever pseudonym he decides to use. He will not be, and I've given my incredible mods the directive to ban whatever he decides to use, whatever synonym he decides to use. I don't care what it is. They will be banned. They will not be none of their BS harassment will be tolerated on this channel. Like some other people are okay with it. I will not be okay with it, period. Another thing on this channel that I want to address really quick, and then we're going to get into the football. There will be no tolerance of discrimination of any kind on this channel. Homophobia, racism, whatever you want to call it. If I see it, it's banned, period. There will be no discussion. So I hate to say it, but I hate to have to address it, but I feel I have to in today's current culture. So, you know, and this community that we've built, I feel rejects that actively. And we are going to continue to build that culture in that direction. So that I just feel like I have to address that. And go ahead, Fran.
I was going to add, I find it horrible. Are you American or like Canadian?
American. I'm American.
A lot of American like football content creators that I listen to are like the most knowledgeable that I've ever heard, and without fail, so many of them get like just racist, like stereotypical comments all the time. Just like, and I think it's so disgusting. Like especially.
Mm-hmm. Oh, go.
So yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, completely with you on that. It's out of order. You're amazing. So
hey, no, thank you very much, Fran. Sorry, I accidentally hit the space bar. All right, drive. I shouldn't be driving this train. Sometimes there was one time I ended the broadcast and I didn't end the broadcast. I just left the studio and I left Connor and Jez in here. So I'm still getting used to the StreamYard thing, apparently. So yeah, well, I just have to get that out of the way. Thanks everybody for letting me get a little bit serious, but let's get fun now. Let's have a blast. Okay.
Ooh.
We have a huge game coming up this weekend. I like people who called me out for being really, really enthusiastic. They said, you Americans, you're really, really enthusiastic. How can you not get enthusiastic about this game? Arsenal visiting Anfield at Liverpool this weekend. Huge game, 6-point game coming up at Anfield. Jez, I want to get your thoughts, and then I want to get Fran's thoughts about, what's sticking in your mind. What are the keys to Arsenal stealing a win away at that tricky place called Anfield?
Yeah, I mean, let's get it right. It is one of the hardest places to go and play football. And I think one of the problems we have at Arsenal is mentally, because it goes back in time. I've seen people today relating, is this the biggest game at Anfield since 1989, where we hadn't won since 1974. And we beat an unbelievably good Liverpool team. I'm not sure I'm going to compare it to that. I'm going to compare this to the fact that Arsenal are now mentally stronger. We have a better team than in previous years. I've seen all the stats. I've seen all where over, since 2012, the last time we won there 2-0, it's been like 33 goals to 10 or something. Don't quote me. But the fact of the matter remains, Liverpool are very much in turmoil at this point in time. They're not going to have their full squad. We are going there in first position, Premier League, seriously mentally strong, seriously looking to win this Premier League. And that in time, back in time, when I've seen Arsenal go and wins leagues, that's how you get it over the line. That's how you win it. We've seen it. We've been there and done it. Now, there's an awful lot of Arsenal fans who have never seen us win a Premier League and don't quite grasp how it is. And I don't mean that disrespectfully at all. And the one thing I want to say, TJ and Fran, is there's an awful lot of people on different platforms that put a lot of hate out to various people because they believe they're right in the fact that it's, top four's a trophy. No, it's not. It's people that have been there, seen it and done it and expect the best, expect to see Arsenal win. That is the standards of this football club. And I am confident. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win. I just think that Arsenal right now, at this time, in this place, are looking to do the business. We watched the game. I watched part of the game, Chelsea, Liverpool. It was a bore fest. I know they rested a couple of players because Klopp, if you're asking me, he's scared. He's scared of Arsenal going there. And so he put the players out. But he did have to bring them on in the end. But the fact is, Arsenal right now are scaring a lot of teams. And if I dare I say this, and I'll shut up. If Arsenal go there and win at Anfield, that is seriously going to make Manchester City sit back and think, "Oh, this is going to be a big game at the Etihad."
No, I couldn't agree more. Go, Fran.
No, yeah, I was on what you just said, Jez. I was on the Dugout football channels yesterday. Doug, he's awesome. Everyone, go and subscribe to TJ and Jez, of course. Anyway, that's over. But yeah, he was saying he's a Liverpool fan and he reckons if we win at Anfield, then we're winning the league. Basically, that it's that significant and that much of a kind of marker for us. So yeah. Anyway, go ahead, TJ.
No, I want to get your full take, Fran, because I have a couple of Liverpool centralized questions. So, what do you think are our keys to winning at Anfield?
For me, I think we've seen it's with Liverpool, the mentality is very fragile. If they come out and things immediately go very well, like we saw with Man U, then they can keep their head in it and kind of be their old selves. But if we come out fast and we've just got 10% more aggression, more willingness than them, very soon that will quieten down the crowd. Even if we don't score, if we're just getting to every ball first, making tackles and outpassing their midfield, which could happen, their heads could drop really quite quickly and we could quieten down Anfield. So I think it will be about us coming out with our heads held high and coming out as top of the league, with that confidence, not like realizing where we are right now and not coming out there with that underdog mentality. Put them in their place in the first 10 minutes and then we should be able to hold quite a lot of possession and keep the ball and just play our game. What do you think?
I talked about this on Jez's anniversary show on Tuesday, and I'm really excited to reiterate it. I'm sorry. Jez just hit 1 year. If you haven't subscribed to Arsenal, the History, and More, and this is your first time at this channel, subscribe to this channel and then immediately go to Jez's channel. Wonder what you were doing with your life first, and then hit the subscribe button on that channel. And then, of course, subscribe to Fran if you are the first time seeing Fran. She is absolutely incredible, and we're going to get into your art after we get done with some of the football talk. Don't you dare do that to me. Okay. Don't you dare do that to me. All right. So I've been really, really excited to talk about this again because I have never been more excited to play Liverpool. Like I don't. Every time you play Liverpool, like even back in October, you're nervous because you know recent European champions, recent Premier League champions. Given it was the COVID no fan season, but still Premier League champions. A ton of talent in that squad. The problem is that squad now is aging. That midfield is dead, dead. They are like, as soon as you see Jordan Henderson in the midfield, Milner, don't you just get a warm feeling? Like I really do, because our midfield, if we play Partey, Xhaka, and Odegaard in our midfield, like the levels of talent there and the quality is just so much on our side.
I think it will be. The midfield is really crucial because if they can get the ball through to their attack, they have dangerous players in attack, obviously like Nunez, Gakpo. Those guys have pace as well. So we just really need to smother their midfield. And if we've got Partey playing and stuff, we've got our full midfield. They're all fit. So that will be the key area. We've really got to make the most of their weaknesses there and our strengths. Agreed.
Yeah, I know. Oh, look, hold on. Peter's here. I gotta, bye, buddy. So I'm going to find your wedding business and leave hundreds of negative reviews to shut me down. Okay. Well, I don't own the business. I just work for the business. So, just saying, I have several side hustles. But getting back to it, I want to get into this. I want to hear your guys' starting 11, because I have another little tangent I want to go on there. But I agree with you, Fran. Like, if we can shut down Gakpo and Salah, the game's over. The game's over before it even begins.
And also, another huge thing in Liverpool's state this season is Virgil van Dijk as well. That I was going to say, after his injury, he's just not the same player. Not a lot of the time when he would have gone that extra 10% and gone in for that difficult tackle, like you couldn't get past him. He often, whether a lot of people think it might be psychological, like not wanting to re-injure, he doesn't commit anymore. Basically, if it's like so yeah, that's just another aspect of like where they're weak at the moment, as well as midfield. And of course Trent What is he, left back or right back? I can never remember. Left back, I think.
He's right.
Right
typically.
back. So I seem to remember last time we played them, Martinelli had him in his pocket. So as long as we just have to be really careful, I think hopefully I feel like we will have a lot of possession, but we've really got to watch out for their break, obviously with Salah and Gakpo as well. But if we can, dominate the midfield, then we're good. There's so much to talk about with this game, though. It's so exciting.
I know, it's very, very exciting. And I remember, so little story. I was on my honeymoon in October in Las Vegas with my darling wife. Shout out Natalie, with my darling wife.
Shout out.
And she was Arsenal were playing Liverpool, so I went down to the sports book in Vegas at the Excalibur, and they had Arsenal on in a little screen in the corner because football is association football is not a big thing in America. They had all sorts of American football all over the place, but they had one little screen. And when Saka scored that penalty, I was the only one that absolutely jumped up and went crazy. I had money on the game too, but the fact that we were able to get nicked out win, because that was a close one, is a core memory for me. Like that absolutely incredible. Yeah. And just to think that we're even in a better position now than we were back then is absolutely incredible.
Can we talk
okay.
Oh,
go
sorry.
Ahead.
I just wanted to shout out Saka in those key moments, the pressure moments. He is unbreakable. It's just incredible. It used to be like, oh my gosh, how's he gonna do with this penalty after the Euros and stuff, and now it's he's so cool, so ice cold. He's amazing. So if we get a penalty, we're good.
Yeah. Jack Stone, I agree. Fran is a diamond. I want to shout out to all the new people in the comments. I'm seeing a ton of new people. Fran, I see that you're streaming. Are you streaming on your channel too?
Is that okay? No, I saw the option.
I couldn't thank you enough for doing that. Thank you so much. I'm very, very happy to have new viewers, new people in the comments. Everybody is welcome here. It is incredible to see you. So I just want to shout out all the people that are in here. Sir Nicholas, Jack Stone, all you new folks that are in here. You're welcome.
Yeah, they've come over.
Thank you for being here.
They're my little gang, guys. TJ's awesome.
I love it.
You need to subscribe to him. He's really awesome.
I love it. Thank you, Fran. Okay, Luca's here too. Chike's here too. The legend. I see him all the time on Lee's streams. The legend. Thanks for being here, Chike. I really, really appreciate it, guys. I'm trying to get to all these comments, but there's a ton of stuff here. Oh my goodness. Peter Haywood is back. He created another account. See you soon, TJ. I live in Kansas City. You're free to visit anytime you want. All right. So Luca. Okay, Luca. I gotta take sorry, Jez, and then I want to hear your guys' starting 11. Luca, how many times have you changed your mind about this game? You're such a nice guy, Luca. I really, really like you, but you change your mind like the wind changes direction.
He's got a point though, because we're so stuck between how we felt every time going into Anfield to where we actually are right now, that it is a bit of a brain stuck moment, and I don't know how to feel about this game,
Yeah, well, I've changed my mind. Okay, so I said this on Jez's podcast. 3 weeks ago, I said, okay, we're going to get done in 3-1. We don't have a prayer. I think that was after we lost to Sporting, right? We were all pretty down after that. If you go back and watch Del Boy's stream, it was bad. It was not one of my finer moments on the internet. And then on Jez's channel, I went yesterday or 2 days ago, I went to 2-1 Arsenal. I really think we're going to get it done this time. I really, really do. But yeah, and Luca, I'm with you. Luca says, if we win this game, my words will be spoken. We will win the league, and I'm being serious. I keep it changing, no change in minds.
Come on, Luca.
Come on, Luca. Let's go, baby. Let's go. All right, so let's get back to it, guys. I'll get to your comments as much as I can while I ask Jez. We have in my opinion, we have a bit of we have a little bit of depth that we can kind of choose from, especially on that back line, which maybe Mikel won't choose from. But I want to get your starting 11 that will lead us to victory at Anfield.
Okay. Quite simple, really. Ramsdale, Ben White at left back. I would mix this one. I would go with Kieran Tierney.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm this might surprise you. I would go Kieran Tierney centre midfield. I would then go Gabriel. I would then go with Zinchenko, and I'll give him a reasons here.
Yes. Sorry, you said centre. You said Kieran Tierney centre mid. I just don't want to. Did you mean centre
back?
Yeah.
I think you meant centre back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't want the chat
pardon.
to get confused.
Beg your pardon. That's the old brain going a bit doolally. I'm then going to go with our Partey, Xhaka, Odegaard.
Yep.
Yeah. And I'm going Martinelli and Trossard, Jesus up front.
Okay.
I think if we put it on them and we get a quick start, our midfield, in my belief, is far better than theirs.
Yeah.
Now, the reason people are going to ask me, why am I putting Tierney in at a centre-back? Well, the reason is he will be able to roam. And my reason for this is Liverpool like to switch it. Mo Salah. Now, when we last played them, we had Tomiyasu at left back, and he absolutely totally pocketed Mo Salah. I don't think we'll have Tomiyasu at this game. I know he will play Zinchenko. We know that. That's a given. Yeah. It's a start.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But the fact that Zinchenko goes inverted midfield, Tierney can cover that position.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He can cover that position. He's quick. He's very intelligent. He reads the game exceptionally well.
Mm-hmm.
And he will cover that. And that's my starting lineup.
And that's the side Salah's attacking, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's actually a really, really good point, because sometimes it feels like when Zinny does come in, the other two won't come all the way across, and there can sometimes be a gap behind him a little bit. It's a really good point. I don't know why we haven't seen Zinny playing for his amazing kind of midfieldy, passy qualities coming in, and then Tierney, because he's such like an old school, like solid defender. It's a really, really good idea, Jez. I don't know if Arteta would do it though. He seems to have this thing against Tierney playing at the moment.
I'll be ringing him tomorrow, Fran. Don't you worry. He listens to my stream.
Jez, they owe you a commission check at this point. I think they owe you a consulting fee at minimum.
They always listen. Whenever I've caught, right, look, I'll give you some facts.
Bring it.
4 weeks ago, I said we need to have a plan B. We need to make early changes in the 65th minute.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Mikel Arteta made changes in the 66th minute.
What?
So
unbelievable.
He listens to me. He obviously watches me. I don't think he subbed, but
rude.
Fair play.
It's unbelievable.
Freeloader.
And after that, recent games, he starts making subs in the 66th, 68th minute. So I get people saying, Jez, you know nothing about football. Well, after watching for 58 years, I might know a little bit. And it obviously works because he's got a plan B. So there you go. So Pete Hayward, if you're watching, I know, son. I know.
Yeah, I'd love to see it. I'd love to see that. Tierney, and then it eliminates the Rob Holding area of concern. And I think Tierney as well is coming in with a massive point to prove. He's going to come in and want it and work harder than anyone else to prove, like, I deserve to be in this team. I need these minutes. It's really smart. So Arteta.
The thing is, Fran, he plays there for Scotland.
Yeah.
So, you know, it makes sense to me, but will it happen? I don't know.
I doubt it until he listens to this stream.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, maybe he'll start the Holding route, and potentially that could be something that he could bring in later on. So Holding off for Tierney, and maybe.
Yeah. Hold on, I just want to address the Across the Pond. Hey, by the way, Across the Pond, thank you so much for tuning in. I will smash a like to the Across the Pond Sports Talk. He says, "Oh, easy, Jez. If Arsenal listened to you, we would not have Arteta and this historic season." To be fair, Across the Pond Sports Talk, it wasn't just Jez that wanted Arteta out 18 months ago. We all had moments. Yeah. Let's relax. Let's tone down the venom. I was an Arteta outer a year ago too. Go ahead, Fran. Sorry.
No, dude. I'm very bad at interrupting. I'm really sorry.
No, go ahead.
So Across the Pond also asked a question about the jerseys earlier on.
Oh yeah, the green. Yeah, I was trying to find that. Yeah.
we can do that at the end if you like.
I would love it. I'm just trying to find it so I can star it. But Fran, I want to hear your starting 11 though.
Is it what I would choose or what I think he's going to choose? Because what
you can do. The floor is yours. The floor is yours.
I think what he will do is have the only two areas where there might be changes. I mean, where it's kind of up for debate is the front three and Saliba replacement. Basically, I think he'll bring in Holding. Unfortunately, because we've seen that before. But it makes me very nervous knowing what happened last time Holding played. Was it at Anfield where he got the red?
The last time he got a red was against Spurs.
Oh, okay, another big game. Okay, yeah. Well, he's got reds in big games, and but I think he did a solid job. He's done a solid job when he's come on for us recently. So I think that's what he's going to do because Mikel doesn't often surprise us by changing things up that much. Although I have enjoyed it when he's benched Martinelli and Trossard has started. However, I think with Jesus having played so well and scored a brace in the last match, I think Jesus will start because we got to remember as well, Jesus is so good at his movement and dropping back a little bit and drawing players out, confusing their midfield, confusing their defense, which I think could be really good in this quite static sort of Liverpool side. But what is so amazing is that I reckon Jesus will start and then Trossard will come on maybe 65th minute, as Jez said, because we can't have Jesus playing too many minutes, as we know, come back from injury. So that's what I think will happen. I'd love to see my ideal lineup, what I was saying the other day, I would love to see, and it's never going to happen, but Martinelli left forwards, then Gabriel in the middle, Saka at the right, so those three. But then imagine switching out Xhaka for Trossard, and all four of them are playing. That's wouldn't that be beautiful? Because we know Xhaka's Trossard's got all the qualities that Xhaka's got there, and plus more pace and a little bit more fluidity of movement, a bit more speed. Can you imagine? Because Trossard's the assist king. Okay.
Yes.
Trossard just behind that front three with three basically striker wingers. That would be amazing for me. And not many people have mentioned that as an idea. It's because Xhaka's playing so well, but Trossard, his assists, amazing.
I mean, he's been absolutely incredible. And I've been saying since February that I think he was the signing of the season, not just of the January window, but arguably of the Premier League when it comes to a most valuable player. You can say, of course, Haaland in that Man City squad has been absolutely unbelievable, but I'm not sure I can be convinced that Man City wouldn't be in a different position with or without Haaland. Yeah, he bags a ton of goals. Like he's a prolific scorer, but I still think with or without Haaland, Man City would still be in the top 4. Arguably, they might even be closer.
They'd
to
have
us.
more goals by committee. And we've
Yeah.
seen when they haven't had Haaland, they've still scored and like
They still
dominated.
score. Yeah, and you shut down and if you shut down any of Holland's feeders like KDB or Grealish or whoever or what have you, he doesn't score. So it's one of those things where in terms of actual impact on the team, I don't think there's any argument that Trossard has had that anybody's had as big of an impact on their team. At least at his position, than Trossard has.
I think
it's unbelievable.
What's so great at the moment, Jez? You can give us your thoughts on Trossard in a minute. But I think the recruitment is so character focused currently. Before like looking just at players' technical skills and things like that, they've got to have the right attitude. And Trossard, I think we all knew he was like technical, but the way he's embraced the challenge and the step up to Arsenal with both hands, because he's right coming into the prime of his career, and he's thought like, I'm not going to let this opportunity. Like, I'm going to step up and show that I do play for this level. I think has just been really admirable, and all credit to him. All credit to him. It's amazing, how he's embraced it. And what a player! Yeah. What a player!
Thing is, Fran. What he brings to the party is that he's dynamic, is that he cuts in late at times and confuses defences. And that's the one thing he used to do before we bought him from Brighton. And he has added such a different dimension, dare I say, to the front three. He's always looking. He's dangerous.
Yeah, he's fantastic. I believe with Brighton, I think he scored a hat trick against Liverpool. So he maybe would be a good choice to start, as you say. He's amazing.
I personally, against Liverpool at Anfield, I think the sensible choice is we can't afford to go defensive. We cannot let Liverpool come on us. That's the biggest error we'll ever make.
Yeah.
We've got to press, and we've got to start fast, and we've got to get in on them, because I think if we get in on them quick, they will think, oh, what's going down? Their defence is poor.
Yeah, Trent.
Midfield is not great. Yes, they're dangerous up front with Mo Salah. He's not his best since they lost Mane. And I think our strike force. If Arteta decides to start with Martinelli, Jesus, Trossard up front, we will cause some serious damage.
Not Saka.
Saka out on the right wing, absolutely. We can bring him on maybe in the second half.
Yeah,
mix it up.
Isn't that a great problem to have?
It's beautiful.
Well, I said this the other night, PJ.
Yeah.
For once, we have a dilemma. We have a dilemma in that we have people we can bring in off the bench.
And it'll only push them to raise their games if they're competing for those places. So it's just incredible at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is why I know people have been making different opinions, different views. I've said, and I'm sticking with it. When I make a prediction, I never change. That is it. And yeah, you can call me a fool if you want. That's fine. I'm going 2-1. I am going 2-1 Arsenal, because I think can get it over the line. Seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, all right, okay. If we walk out with a 0-0, a 1-1, a 2-2, I will take it. I will. Because
one of the best results we've had at Anfield in the past couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, it is a tricky place. I mean, I've been over there. I've been there, I think, 24, 25 times, League Cup games. And it's a difficult place to go. It is a difficult place to go. No question about that. Same as Old Trafford, you know. Latterly, it never used to be. It was St James's Park was always a hunting ground for Arsenal. It was like, oh yeah, we got Newcastle. Oh, what's going to be today? Oh, 3-4-0, 4-1.
Not the case now.
It's not now, and we've got to go there. And Man City, well, we know how crap we are there. So we get a draw, we get a win at Anfield. That is going to put doubt into the minds of certain teams.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. We should get it done. I think a few Arsenal fans, have been a bit worried by that Man U result away and stuff. And what I was saying yesterday is that kind of capitulation will not happen to Arsenal, because what happened with Man U that allowed that 7-1 victory was, as well as Liverpool playing well, which we could deal with anyway, Man U completely dropped their heads and lost all fight. Whereas we've seen from this team, Arsenal team this season, even if we go a goal down twice, we don't lose the fight. And we have such a good bench now that can like reinvigorate and remotivate the side. We're not just going to drop our heads. And I think worst case, even if we were to lose, it'll be very tight. I think. I just don't think we won't let them completely dominate the scoreboard. So
Yeah,
we don't need to worry about that, and we should get it done. There's not a better chance than right now. Hey, I love this guy.
I just want to. I don't want to interrupt. But I had to get my media guy. I'm going to claim you. I don't care, Connor. My media guy, Connor. Welcome to the channel, my friend. Welcome to the stream.
Thank you.
We are accepting entries for starting 11 at this point, and I would like to hear yours.
I'll be back in a sec.
Okay,
I didn't interrupt anyone, by the way. There was no one like mid.
You did not.
Yeah, lineup for the game on Sunday. Again, are we doing Arteta's lineup or my lineup?
Whatever lineup you want.
Okay, I'll go for the lineup that I think would go out there and get 3 points. And it might cause a bit of a ruckus. So I'm going to go for I'm thinking of Salah here, because in my opinion, Salah is one of their most dangerous players still. I'm going to go for obviously Ramsdale in goal, Ben White right back, Gabriel and Rob Holding at centre back. And I'm going to go for Tierney at left back, just because I feel like he'll be able to deal with Salah better, and Zinchenko could be a super sub for later on in the game. It feels rotten. Jamino said it perfectly earlier in the comments about what it'll take one through ball over to Salah, and Zinchenko will be too far out, and then Salah can cut through and get a goal. That's why I just think, and that's why I think Rob Holding. I put Rob Holding in there because he's the only defensive centre back we've got. And Kivior I don't trust fully yet, especially in the Premier League. So yeah, Holding, Gabriel, and I would go for Tierney, and that's no disrespect to Zinchenko, just because I feel like the system would work. Xhaka, Partey, Odegaard, Martinelli, Jesus, Saka, Trossard as a super sub, because he could come on and do some damage as well. Perfection.
I love it. No, I love it.
Yeah, I got to do Holding in my opinion. As much as Tierney can play at centre back, I'd rather have him on that fullback position. He'd be able to deal with Salah in my opinion, especially with his form this season. But just with the way Zinchenko, like maybe Arteta may change it and start Zinchenko and say, "Yo, don't be going out into the midfield." But in my eyes, I don't think he will do that. But that's why Tierney should be at left back, in my opinion. And with Partey in front of him and Ben White on the right, I don't see why Rob Holding should be in too much trouble. But yeah.
Also, looking at our team, imagine if we were playing, for example, a full strength Man City, and all they had was one player rotated out to the second choice. You would still be looking at that team and going like, they're basically full strength, which is the way Liverpool are going to see us. I think it shows how far we've come that we're panicking slightly. Some people are about having one second choice player in the squad. So we're in a really good...
I don't think we looked at it a lot this season, especially because Gabriel and Saliba haven't been injured literally at all this season, apart from actually maybe Saliba was injured once more. But we didn't look at it properly. But now we do look at it. Do you know what? Maybe Kivior is a secret weapon that we don't even know about yet. Like we don't even know.
I can guarantee you he's not.
He put in a crunching tackle in that Crystal Palace game. Was it
Connor, you could have played against Crystal Palace. Come on.
Oh no, come. Well, listen, we won't judge him just yet because he hasn't fully played.
I know.
Yeah.
I trust the transfer guys because like 90% of their ones we've kind of questioned at the beginning, and then they've turned out to be worldy signings. There's only been a couple where they've
like he's a youngster, isn't he? He's only 21, 22, so he's got time, and I think he could. I just hope he isn't one that's just going to sit on the bench and rot. I really hope we do use him.
I think it's like a whole season of pre-season, basically, like bedding him into the way we play, training with the team. Like it's a shame.
That's another thing. We signed this American dude, Austin Trusty from Colorado Rapids. And he's off in Birmingham, actually doing a pretty decent job.
Big up Colorado. That's my home state. Big up Colorado.
He's doing a pretty decent job at Birmingham. But then what's he going to do when he comes back? I don't know if he's going to be our new backup.
He's going to get loaned out again.
That's the thing, and that's why I'm a bit weirded out why we even bought him.
Connor, we've talked about this before. It was a brand signing. You sign the American. You parade him around at the preseason. And that's exactly what we're going to do with Matt Turner when I go and see them in DC.
Yeah.
Like the Kroenkes sign Americans to generate American interest in Arsenal.
Yeah. 100%.
That's what they do.
It was the same. It was the same with Brazil when where did we buy Marquinhos from? Was it Santos? I can't remember, but we gave them an extra 3 million to keep good relationships. And I thought that was just ridiculous.
Criminal.
I believe it was
criminal.
I could be completely wrong. It may have been the same team we bought Martinelli from. I could be completely wrong though, but that was just still weird. This whole keep a good relationships thing, I don't understand. I mean, it's the same thing with Brighton apparently.
We're friends with them. It's fine. We didn't need Caicedo.
But even that, it's like we're apparently trying to go in for Caicedo in the summer. Apparently, he's our top target according to sources. But because we bought Ben White and apparently we stuck an extra 5 million for him, we've now got a good relationship and we'll definitely get Caicedo. So it's all a bit weird what Edu's doing. But you know what? We've got to give him credit. Recently, he's been
playing the game. He's playing the game. He's buttering people up.
I would have. Every Arsenal fan would absolutely hit on him if we signed Mudryk, 100%. But you got to give kudos to the fact that he did get. He was probably one of the main reasons we got Trossard.
I know, but can you see? I just don't get why this is a slight digression, but it's still not up to it for me, the recruitment. We should be going for the best players out there. Why aren't we in the discussion for Bellingham, for example? We're top of the Premier League, Osimhen, I don't hear that happening. It's like it's still this mentality of like, oh, that's for those clubs. Those signings are for that select group of clubs. Whereas the owners just need to like admit like we're in this group. We need to be going for those players. We're just always going for the slightly second tier, like best next. And I really, really want to see this summer whether we win or just miss out going for those players, because it's quite worrying actually for me.
I reckon this summer will be a lot different. I really do.
You think? I
think this is different. I think people are now going to look at us and think, okay, something's going on here. Hopefully, with a league title in our hands, I think this could be a lot different. On that Bellingham side of things, I was actually I've got a personal trainer. He's an Everton fan. Sorry, a bit off topic. And we were talking about this. It's on the topic of someone like Mudryk. These are £100 million signings, right? I look at someone. If you buy someone for over 100 mil or even 90 mil, you're looking for them to come in straight away and make an impact. And when I'm looking at stuff like we're looking at Declan Rice, and if West Ham stay up, I've seen a lot of West Ham fans saying you've got to be paying minimum 100 mil for Declan Rice. And I'm thinking, Declan Rice is a good CDM, right? He's all right for England. He's not standout in my opinion, but if he was standout, he'd be a major help to this West Ham side this season. He hasn't really been. But if you're asking for 100 mil, I'm expecting someone to come in and just go into the team straight away and make the biggest difference possible. And I don't see that. And that's why I look at Mudryk and I think, what was that all about? Why was he worth that much money? And fair play to him, he's only young, but he's from the Ukrainian league. I'd be expecting to pay minimum of 25 mil for him. So why all of a sudden, and I know the market's changing every single year, money's going up in the market.
Ridiculous.
But even still, I don't know why you. And I'm really glad we didn't. But why were we even looking at the shot of paying that much money for Mudryk when we knew for a fact he was not going to come into this Arsenal side and make a difference? And it's been proven at Chelsea.
I don't think we knew that for a fact, though, Connor. I disagree with that.
Really?
I think they were expecting him to come right into the team and do something. You don't spend $100 million on a player.
Yeah.
I think Chelsea are looking at a flop,
100%.
and they're just when he came into the team, they didn't realize they had an unfinished product. Now they're realizing they don't have an unfinished product. I do think Mudryk will be something eventually.
Yeah,
but he needs a lot more experience. I mean, you can't just dominate in the Ukrainian league for however many games he was in there and then expect to come into the Premier League and bag goals.
Do you know what?
I think that's not. I don't think that's fair.
Yeah, he didn't even dominate in the Ukrainian league. He'd done a couple good games in the Champions League, and because social media is so big at the moment, there was a couple compilations made about him, and then all of a sudden he's this massive deal.
He's a speed merchant, man. He's a FIFA darling.
Well, yeah,
I hate that crap.
He could be fantastic in the next couple of seasons. I'm not.
Yeah.
But looking at it now, you would not pay 100 mil for him. Like I said, I would only pay that kind of money for a player like De Bruyne, for a player like Benzema. You know, proven world-class players. In my opinion, there's been rumours about 130 mil for Bellingham. I'm sorry, he's a great talent. I wouldn't even pay that much for him.
Can I just reply to Sir Nick because he's listening but can't read a response? I was just telling him, so sorry to interrupt, but Sir Nick, I tried to find your message and I couldn't find it. So if you could resend it to me on Instagram, that would be great. But what you were saying about Mudryk not looking like the player, I understand. Like the market is insane. It's bonkers. It's bonkers. And people charge this for Premier League clubs because of our TV deals and the money in the game and stuff. So they charge it because someone will pay it. But it is outrageous. I hope it all comes down soon, but I doubt it will. I don't know.
It won't.
Yeah, all of these players at Chelsea though that we're saying Mudryk doesn't look like much, but neither does Enzo, neither does Felix, neither does however many.
I think Felix looks great. I think Enzo has shown promise. The problem with Chelsea is they have no leadership whatsoever. Yeah. And actually, can I put a pin in this conversation just for a second?
Yes. Sorry.
Because I want to give my starting 11, and then we can move into the Chelsea conversation because I actually do want to talk about Chelsea just for a little while.
Sorry.
No worries at all. So real quick, I'll just give my starting 11, and you guys are gonna think that like Kieran Tierney's agent is like paying me, but I'm dead serious. He's not. I'm not seeing any checks. Okay, I'm not seeing any checks. But here, go ahead.
Can you do your one and then what you think Arteta will play?
Sure. Yeah. So mine is Tierney at left back. I think because we need somebody that can shut down Salah in the final third.
100%.
That's what I'm thinking. Mm-hmm. That's why I think that. Holding, unfortunately. I'm not a big Holding fan. I've made that abundantly clear.
No, really, TJ, you're not.
Shocker. Yeah, I know. If this is your first time on this channel, I'm not a big Holding fan.
TJ, can you just really quickly summarize why you're not? Yeah.
Because he freaks out in any sort of actual competition. Everybody's rating him because he shut down Leeds and he shut down Palace. He didn't really shut down either of those teams, and he had something to do with those goals that Palace and Leeds scored.
Benefit. Oh, yeah, actually, you're right.
Yeah, so, and then you saw him against Man City. God, I wish Jez was here for this because he would be giving me a thumbs up right now. The problem, if you rewatch those, see, there he is. Jez, I know you're going to be with me on this one. If you rewatch back that goal that Leeds scored, and you watch how Holding panicked in the box when Leeds scored against us, I was thinking, what are you doing? Obviously, Xhaka was at fault there. Xhaka was at fault there, and there were other people that had defensive responsibilities that absolutely fell on their face. But at the same time, you see Holding absolutely panic.
I think,
And
yeah,
and he absolutely, and like, no matter how you want to slice it, and I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just trying to say, like, what I saw with my eyes.
yeah,
He gets dominated by actual competition, Fran. He doesn't know how to handle the likes of Holland. He doesn't know how to handle the likes of Julian Alvarez.
Yeah, you're right, because the best way to predict the future is by looking at what's happened in the past. And you say, like, well, he could come on and not have a clanger, but if you're looking at probability, the probability of him having a monumental screw up and Tierney having a monumental screw up, just probability wise, it's less likely to happen to Tierney.
Correct.
So it's just too risky. It's too much of a risk.
It's an experience. It's
He's
an
gonna
experience.
play.
Yeah, he's gonna play. So it's just an experience factor for me and what I've seen this season. Obviously Gabriel, and then we got Ben White on the right, and then normal midfield. We want Xhaka, Partey, Odegaard, my captain. He has impressed me very, very much the last couple of games. He has a tendency to disappear during certain games. But yeah, go ahead, Fran. I love your questions. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. No, that's what I was going to say, because sometimes on the big games he goes missing. He
disappears.
Yeah.
Prince, you calling me? Oh, hold on. I got to do this. I hate to say this. Prince, you calling me dramatic? Pot meat kettle, my friend. Give me a break.
I love you, Prince.
Give me a break. I love you, brother. You're such a wind-up merchant, though. I love you. But I'm going Martinelli on the right, or Martinelli on the left, Saka on the right, Jesus up top. Yes. What I think our manager is going to do is Zinchenko, where I have Trossard, and then he's going to do the rest the same.
Can you?
The only reason I don't think we want Zinchenko there is Zinchenko plays that inverted midfield position. We don't need any more midfielders to beat that weak Liverpool midfield. We don't. We don't need it. So play it safe. We're still at Anfield. Anfield is still a dangerous place to play, no matter what Liverpool is putting out there.
Oh yeah.
So while we are all very, very confident, we still have to remember that we are away against a team that has the potential to put 7 past anybody.
Yeah, I think,
and that's just facts. It's just facts.
Would you also say the key is the psychological state of our team going into it and how Arteta prepares them? Because last time it was "you'll never walk alone" and bigging up the Anfield atmosphere. But I think it very much needs to be a situation like every other game we've done, which is one game at a time. We're just focusing on this game. It's just another game, just 11. We're going to play our match. We can't go in there and be overwhelmed by the occasion.
I got a question for Jez. That actually brings. I really want to get Jez in on this conversation because he's seen more games at Anfield than I've seen sporting events, period, live. Okay, Jez, given what you've seen with the Arsenal team this season, do you think we have the mentality to go in there and do a job?
Yep. And I'm just going to say this to you. I was fortunate to witness one of the most amazing games of football I've ever witnessed in my life. And we were up against a seriously, seriously good Liverpool team. But that team was so mentally conditioned by an iconic manager. But I would say this to you.
Georgie Graham. Good.
What got that game over the line was 3,500 Arsenal fans in the Anfield Road end. It made such a difference. And on Sunday at 4:30, you will see around 3,000, maybe 3,500. I don't know what the capacity is now at the away end because it's seated and all that. So it's probably less. Those Arsenal away fans are going to be absolutely vocal. They are going to be annoying. And I can tell you this for a fact. Everybody makes out that playing at Anfield is like the noisiest ground in football. No, it's not. It's not. Now, I've never been there on a Champions League game night, but I don't see it to be any different to a First Division night or a Premier League night or a FA Cup night. I've been there on all of them occasions. So it's the Arsenal fans that will also help it get it over the line, because the Arsenal away crew are relentless.
They're amazing.
They are the best away.
It's incredible.
They are the best away fans in the league. No question. Nobody else is better.
I think every other fan base would admit that as well. Like,
You hear it on every broadcast. You hear it.
you can't hear
It's
the home team.
insane.
It's amazing.
No.
Even I tell you, the only place that probably drowns out the away is Crystal Palace, because they are just absolutely a nightmare.
I've heard that.
And
That's awesome.
Another really. Oh, go on. Sorry.
they just don't give it up. But if you go one up against Liverpool at Anfield, the crowd goes very much on. And currently, the way Liverpool are, if Arsenal get that first goal, I'll tell you what, that Arsenal away will be so noisy, so loud that they will big up that team, and it gives the team, when the team hear that crowd, the Arsenal crowd, like that, it gives them another 10%. It gives them that extra little belief that we've got 3,000. I mean, I don't know what the away it used to be 3.5 when I used to go, but it's probably less than that now. I may be wrong. I don't know. Maybe somebody in the chat's been recently to tell me. But
I'll look it up.
The fact is that does help the team. And the way mentally, Arteta will have that team mentally set up. And that is the one thing I will say for Mikel Arteta this season, and my respect goes to him, his ability that he has actually got the team set up the right way.
Jez, clip this, guys. Jez said something positive about Mikel Arteta. Okay? So I don't want to hear any of this stuff. Oh, Jez, you are Arteta out. I don't want to hear it. Results solve problems, people. Results solve problems.
Can I, TJ, can I just come back to you on that one?
Absolutely. Go.
I never wanted Mikel Arteta as a player. He was a 10-minute past 11 purchase by Arsene Wenger, Panic Monday. And I didn't rate him. He wasn't particularly great at Arsenal, to be honest. When we signed him as a manager, I thought this is a cheap shot. But he went 8th, 5th, fluked the FA Cup. And I don't care what anybody says. He fluked the FA Cup.
Yeah.
It wasn't his team.
Yeah.
Team, right? It was Emery's team. And we got lucky, people. 2 goals disallowed against Sheffield United. Yes, right? And we got through. We fluked it. We got through, played Chelsea. One of their best players went off with a hamstring injury, and we got through it in the pandemic. Yes, right?
Yep.
Okay. And the fact is, all I've ever said on Lee's channel, when I started on Lee's channel 4 years ago, all I want is Arsenal to challenge. That's all I ask. I've lived through 58 years of supporting Arsenal Football Club, and I always want is Arsenal to challenge. If they go for a challenge, okay, that's fine. If they don't win it, okay. I've seen it, I've been there and done it. right? Man United, Arsenal, the battles back in the 90s, thousands, early 2000s. Yeah, it is what it was. The fact, what I'm saying here, and people calling me a flip flop, is this guy, Mikel Arteta, is proving me wrong. And good. I'm glad. I'm happy.
Yeah.
You know, if he wins the Premier League, having been that he sacrificed certain other cups, I'm not happy about. But if he wins it, well done, Mikel Arteta. But the one thing I will say, everyone, if he wins it next season, he'll be in the Champions League, and you've got to go again, my friend, and you've
Yep.
got to prove you can challenge on 4 fronts. Premier League, Champions League, FA Cup, and the Carrier Bag Cup.
Yeah.
You've got to prove that. And that means, Mikel Arteta and Edu, that you in the summer get in another 5 class players.
Yeah.
Because if we're going to that Champions League, we haven't, I'm sorry, we haven't got the squad right now to challenge in that Champions League. We will get piped all around Europe. Don't care what anybody says. And I could get angry about this, but I won't because I'm a guest on your show. But the fact of the matter remains, people can call me a flip-flop. I really don't care. But I'm not a flip-flop. All I've said all along, if we challenge for a title, I'm happy. I don't care if it was you, Fran, TJ, Connor. If you're the manager, yeah, if you cop it up and get it wrong, I'll curse you. If you challenge, I'll fact. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree.
I would want your unwavering support, Jez, through thick and
Yeah.
thin.
Well, no, I'd hire you on and actually pay you because I'd be watching your YouTube channel and I would be taking your advice.
Sorry, mate. Can I just make a point?
Sure, go for it.
Pete Hayward says, "Okay, Jez, fair enough. I'm done with this feud now. It is, what it is, but please acknowledge that I gave Gracie criticism, not abuse." Well, the thing is, Pete, this is you. You jump in, you jump out, you jump in, you jump out. I mean, weeks ago, my friend, you asked me to make you a mod, and I said, "How can I do that? Because I couldn't trust you." Now, you've had a go at me for a long, long time, and I really don't care. I'm 61. I've been around the world and I've been around Arsenal for a very long time. You threatened me earlier about going to the Emirates. I'd never go again. Mate, honestly, seriously, there's no need for it, is there? You know, and the fact is, mate, I grew up around there. I know a lot of people who you really wouldn't want to meet, seriously. You know, when I go to football games, I go with some nasty, nasty people who are old, late 60s, but back in the time, back in the 70s, 80s, when they were in the herd, you know, the Arsenal away crew, you didn't want to mess with them, fella. And I appreciate you were saying, Pete, but just give it a rest, man. Just come in here, have an adult conversation. That's all we ask on
About football.
About football. Yeah, no.
Talk about Arsenal, talk about football, man, and you'll get the respect and you won't get the hate. And, you know, let's leave it there, man. Just leave it there, please.
I'm all for leaving it there. And Jez well said, hey, this is one thing I actually agree with Prince on. Peter Haywood, your comments are dead. I agree. All right, I want to get back to Chelsea real quick. And I know we're about an hour over, but we're approaching. We're over an hour.
Come on.
No, I want to talk Chelsea real quick, and then I want to talk that New Jersey because I started that comment, and then we'll get out of here. This has been an incredible conversation, guys. I love it when I had like notes here about what I wanted to talk about. We've reached 2 of them, and that's how you know the conversation has been great. I want to go to Connor because Connor, when you posted in the Instagram chat about Frank Lampard going back to going back to Chelsea to be a caretaker manager for the last 9 matches of the season. I haven't stopped laughing since. So, Connor, what is your take on the current state of Chelsea Football Club and Frankie going back home?
I think it's ridiculous. I think the fact that I saw some Chelsea fans actually celebrating this type of move.
They're for it. They're all for it.
I'm just like, but why? Sorry, did he win you when he was there?
I think
Like-
they have short-term memory loss. I really do.
It's just like it's ridiculous. And listen, at the end of the day, I think it clearly shows that Todd Bowley really doesn't know what he's doing. It's and listen, nothing against him. He seems like an all right person, but I'm sorry, mate, your footballing brain is not there because you're not a football fan. You've gone to that club because you know it's a big club, it's big in London, and you knew you could get a good bit of cash out of it, and that's why he's done that. That Mudryk deal just explains it all. You've spent 100 million on a fella who you probably didn't even know who was the week before you were going to go sign him. And that move for Lampard, it makes no sense. Why have you've got a caretaker manager in Bruno Saltor, but you've got another caretaker manager? Like, it's not like he's a permanent move. In my opinion, it makes no sense. I think it's honestly just a way to get the fans to be like, oh, whoopee-doo, let's have a great end of the season, guys. Because real talk, what's Frank Lampard going to get Chelsea? They're not going to get Europe. Let's be real now.
Madrid.
I feel like Frank Lampard that's going to be atrocious. By the way, I'm sorry. Great point there, Fran. Why the hell he brought him back for that game? Bruno Saltor. I watched that Liverpool game the other day. It was the most boring game I've ever watched this season, I reckon. But oh my God, I can actually stand up there and say Chelsea should have won that game. But the problem was their final product was absolutely trash. That midfield of Kante and Enzo Fernandez was a great pairing. I'm actually quite happy to see Kante back because he's one of my favourite players for a rival team.
Great player.
He's fantastic. It's just a shame that injuries have just messed him up. That pairing of him and Enzo Fernandez was very good in the midfield. I thought they controlled that game pretty much. Liverpool were just shocking on the day. The problem was their final product from the shooting, because Felix and Havertz, oh my God, I think Jez could have scored a couple goals that day. Honestly, I think I could have scored a couple. I think we could have all scored a couple goals that day. Their shooting was atrocious. And in my opinion, the fact that they've done that under Bruno, he's only had one game, I'd just let him run to the end of the season. It's 9 games. They've got nothing important. Like, let's be real now. They're not beating Madrid. They weren't going to beat Madrid with what's his name beforehand. So
Potter.
It's nice comment though, BX Gunner. I'm glad you're here though. They're going to get absolutely turned over by Real Madrid. They're going to get killed.
Can you imagine hero status if he were to win that tie? My brain would explode. Be hilarious.
In my opinion, it's just an absolute joke. They had someone in there. I thought Bruno could have done the job, to the end of the season. Why not give him a shot? I honestly think Frank Lampard's just there to please the fans, because it's done that. Because look at them, they're screaming and shouting over it like it's some sort of achievement. And then the second one it's the fact that he's probably all cozy with the players. I saw a post on Instagram of all the old pictures of him hugging Aspilicueta and Mount and Havertz. I'm just thinking, what's the point? And at the end of the day, it means nothing to Todd Bowley. That's just a bit of back pocket cash that he's given to Frank Lampard. I mean, fair play I've got nothing against Frank Lampard. I think my opinion on him is he was an idiot for leaving Derby County. I'm looking at these young managers, and that's why Arteta stands out to me. I'll quickly point that out in a sec because I don't want to be going over time here. One thing with these young managers is nowadays they're rushing way too much. And I'll give you 2 examples here: Frank Lampard and Graham Potter. Frank Lampard, he was in a playoff. He was into the playoffs of Derby, with a really good Derby side that season. He actually had Tammy Abraham and Mason Mount in that side that season. He was doing very, very well with Derby. Got him into that playoff game. That playoff game against Aston Villa was brutal. That was a great, proper championship playoff match. I will never forget that game. It was very good, very entertaining. But even before that, he was doing very well with that Derby side. And I wouldn't have been surprised if he actually, and I know Derby then took a fall after he left when Rooney came in. But he was doing really well. And I thought he could have really, the season after, got them back up to the playoffs. But no, he went to Chelsea. And the story writes itself, doesn't it? He just completely wrote himself off. Nothing happened. He got cocky in front of Klopp, and that's all I can really remember of Frank Lampard's reign. And the second one's Graham Potter. Graham Potter done so well. Again, not young. He had way more experience beforehand, but he was doing so well with that Brighton team. And now De Zerbi's doing fantastic with it. But I really thought he would have taken that Brighton team places. But no, and it's not just to do with Chelsea. But no, he dropped that job to go join Chelsea. And look at him now. I just feel like these young managers are just ruining themselves. I really think they should just build up a career in managerial jobs, work themselves up, get something out of it. Because I think both Potter and Frank Lampard could have both got something out of that Derby and Brighton job. Mm-hmm. But they ditched it, and look at them now. They're now scraping for jobs. So listen, it is what it is. And one thing I was going to quickly point out is it's actually quite crazy. If Mikel Arteta does manage to win the Premier League this season, you've got to give him credit. This is his third year in a managerial role. I've just realised that. Mm-hmm. The likes of Klopp, in his third year managerial role, I think he was either at Schalke or Mainz. Antonio Conte was in Serie B in his third year of managerial, being a manager. You got to give him credit for that if he does do it. Again, not like comparing him to like massive managers who've won Champions Leagues and loads of titles, but it's something big, and fair play to him, because Arteta, well, we don't know. We've got to wait to the end of the season, but he could have turned into one of these managers who's had a decent run, but then joined a massive team and then just completely downfalled. So, but I was just pointing that out quickly. I do think that it's a perfect example of Frank now, because I don't know what Frank Lampard's going to do after this Chelsea thing. He may end up on the Chelsea board or whatever, behind the scenes, whatever. But it's just a shame, because especially that season when Frank Lampard was at Derby, that was a great season in the Championship. I really enjoyed that season. But listen, the history writes itself. But,
I don't think he's done. I don't think he's done managing after this. And this is. And I was on Tottenham Away yesterday because I called it. I like calling into that show because it's super fun, and I like getting in arguments with Spurs fans.
Don't blame me.
Yeah, it's super fun, especially when you're on the top looking down. But somebody brought up that Todd Boehly is now proving English fans right about American owners, and I kind of go,
"What?
I'm sorry, what?
What's he done?"
I don't. Well, Todd Boehly is the exception to the rule that is going on right now. Like, so as much as people want to talk crap about the Glazers delivered Liverpool a European Championship and a Premier League. As much as people want to, or not Liverpool, that's FGS. I'm sorry. As much as you want to talk crap about the Glazers, Man United are still a top 4, top 6 team, and they're winning trophies. As much as you want to talk crap about the Kroenkes, they are about to win Arsenal a league. Okay? Mm-hmm. Todd Boehly is the exception to the rule in terms of actual American owners. Like, he thinks of Chelsea as the Dodgers, because if you follow American baseball, if you follow Major League Baseball, it's easy to literally just plug in players, sign big league players to these long contracts, and say, all right, go do a job. Here's millions of dollars. Go on. Go do it. And they can play third base, first base, outfield, and absolutely put in work. And he's won World Series off of that. But it doesn't apply to association football in the Premier League. It just doesn't.
It's got to be a much more like well-rounded kind of holistic approach. Like
it's absolutely a culture thing. And I hope, for the Chelsea fans, but not for my own sake, that he figures it out. But in the meantime, not to cut this conversation short, long may it continue. But Fran, were you going to say something?
No, yeah, I think credit to him. I mean, it's misguided, but he's shown like willingness to spend and stuff. And so many of these American owners are criticized for, penny pinching and not wanting to pay big money. And I think it is credit to him, even if it's been just without too much of a plan. But he's now brought in people underneath who do know more about football, apparently. And I do hope it works out for him, but Chelsea can't get too good,
Yeah, no, I agree. All right. One last thing, and then we got to go because we've been going for an hour and 15 minutes. Everybody's still here. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the show. Doing these weekly shows with Jez has been an absolute treat. So everybody coming in and speaking in and putting in your comments, I really, really appreciate it. I haven't highlighted a lot of comments because I've been trying to find the concept for the new the Arsenal jersey that might be green, the third kit next season. But I haven't been able to find it. So if somebody can find it, that's awesome. So let me highlight some of these comments, and then this will be our last subject, and we'll go, because this has been by far my longest pod or my longest show. And I love it because the conversation has been absolutely incredible. But people are going to be like, holy shit, how long can this guy talk? Right. So let's see.
The link to it, TJ.
I want to big up a couple.
Is
I want
that
to
what-
big up a couple of people.
TJ.
I want to big up a couple of people in here. The Perchy TV. This is a Tottenham fan who knows what he is talking about.
Is he the one on Henry Wright's channel all the time?
Yes,
And-
he comes in.
I'm
He comes
a
into Henry
fan.
Wright's.
I'm
We
a
are Tottenham
fan.
TV.
Nice.
Great guy. Really, really fun to talk to. Awesome guy. Like, and he subbed to me, and he comes in and he drops comments all the time. So big up the Perchy TV. Go and
Big up.
shoot him a sub. Big
Great
up.
channel.
Great channel. My moderator, Mama Flossie, thank you so much for being here. Love it, love it, love it. Let's see. Yeah, Perchy TV, you know, and we have a community here of supporters. It doesn't really matter who you support, but the content creators support each other for the most part, and we have a great community in that way. So let's keep it going.
Yeah.
Because this is going to be a big thing. I'm dead serious. Content creators, individual content creators that support their clubs that aren't necessarily what you would consider mainstream, I think are going to be a huge deal.
People are
Big
turning
love.
away from the mainstream, like stagnant Sky Sports narratives. Not like
Yep.
we want real voices in fans that are telling it how it is, and not so
Absolutely.
that, just talking to other fans about football, about the way their clubs are run. I'm totally on board with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And see, Mama Flossie just subbed the Perchy. That's what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. I love that love. Perchy, you are welcome on my channel anytime, my man. Let's do it. Okay, last time. Oh, okay, one last thing. Prince, you have not educated me on anything. You have not educated me on one thing.
I love Prince.
But you're welcome you're welcome back on the channel anytime.
But I love you, man.
Okay, so okay, thank you, Connor. All right, I want to get everybody's let's wrap up with this. I want to give everybody's
TJ, I think my eyes have been bleached. I cannot believe that's possibly our away kit next season. I've just seen that. That is the most. That has got to be
the green one.
I can't stand. I think that's awful.
The dark green and dark
the yellow
blue?
one.
The one I've just sent you. It's like a lime green with a bit.
Oh,
of
that
blue.
one sucks. That one's awful.
That is a stinker. That is really
Yeah.
bad.
Here, let me share this real quick, and then I would want to get Jez's thoughts on this too, because he'll probably think it's garbage. Hold on.
There are two. There was another one today that's like dark green and blue. I don't know if you've seen
I
that.
know.
I like
Hold
that.
on.
We'll get into it though.
I like
Just subscribe to
like
Perchy
that.
TV. Sorry.
Just subscribe to Perchy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Perchy TV, great guy. You should have him. You should have him on your show too, Jez. If you're looking for opposing fans, he's a Spurs fan, you know, but nobody's perfect, right?
Ooh,
All
ow. Oh.
right. Just kidding, Perchy. You know I love you, man. But I'm not kidding. I hate Spurs.
Joking.
All right.
Joking.
So here we go. So you're talking about this right here, right? This kit.
That is grim. That is grim.
It's pretty bad. That's pretty
I love the
bad.
home
And
kit.
I'm a traditionalist. Yeah, the home kit is unbelievable. I love that. But this highlighter, it reminds me of what Manchester United had last season. Awful.
Yeah, that is not nice. Down on
Yeah.
that.
But I thought there was a green one that they were looking at.
I'm not too sure. That's the one that popped up straight away. But the one thing I would say, that home kit, they are relating it to the 03-04 season. I think it does. Actually, I say that with the gold in the back. It reminds me of that season when it was like when we had Alexis Sanchez. It was the Puma kit. I think it was the first season we had him. It has the red sort of tightened up a bit.
Yeah, really. Those shirts were really, really tight.
Yeah, they were really tight.
Really tight.
Puma was a very tough time, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I didn't like the Puma stuff. As soon as Adidas came along, I really enjoyed it. But yeah, that green kit.
Recently, though, I feel like they've spread themselves too thin, and they're like replicating designs between clubs. Like, look at the Man U collars and our collars, and I think Real Madrid as well. Like, they're doing too many different designs, and
Yeah.
they're a bit lazy sometimes.
Yeah, Arsenal. Legend.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that I haven't actually seen that bottom right one. Is that
This
for
one?
real?
That's meant to be the away kit.
No, because I saw I've seen 3 now. 3.
I've seen so many different concepts. I don't even know what to believe anymore.
I quite like that. I'm not gonna lie. I think that's kind of fresh. I love like bold graphic prints. The color sucks, yeah, but I like the dark lines. They're cool.
Safe to say, if we're playing at a nighttime kickoff at 8 o'clock, we'll know which team we are.
Yeah.
Hard to miss them. I
think it's all right.
That looks like something quickly as a kid when you had the lollipop lady. I don't know if you had this, TJ, but here in the UK, when you go to school, there's a woman with a really high vis on to make herself clear. You could shine a flashlight on that, and that would just brighten up the whole Emirates Stadium. I'm not a fan of that.
Maybe it's a cycle to work initiative,
It's a shame because I love the black away kit this season was fire. I love it.
Unbelievable. I'm looking to buy another black away kit just for the just the tournament version, the Europa League, just so I can have another one of those.
Yeah, it's very
because I've worn my black kits tops so much that literally the letters are falling off of it.
Oh, really?
Because that's Gabriel Jesus. The letters are falling off. You never see it on here, but like the 9 is falling off it because I wear it so much. Like, it's embarrassing how much I wear that. It's unbelievable. And then I was walking through my neighborhood the other day after we beat Leeds. And like my neighbors, random neighbors that I've never met before, saw me walking through the neighborhood and they were like, "Woo, Arsenal!" And I was just like, you got to keep in mind, I live in Kansas City, Missouri.
Yeah.
So like that was a big deal. I was like, yeah. So yeah. All right. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap up, guys. We've been going for almost an hour and a half, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap up here.
Wait.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Jez, what are your thoughts on that away?
Yeah, what were your thoughts? Yeah.
Well,
Did you see that yellow kit?
The away kit's crap. Home shirt. Well, we know why we got the gold stripes on there, because it's the 20th anniversary of the Invincibles. So that's why they've done that, which is a cheap shot, in my opinion. Will I buy it? No. Will I buy the green shirt? No, because I just think it's a rip-off. They Arsenal are just out there. It's another quick, cheap way of making money out of the Arsenal fan base.
Yeah.
And no, I'm sorry, that green absolutely rubbish.
Yeah. I agree with you.
I remember when I first got my Bruised Banana shirt, which I've still got, the original one, 1991. And I remember wearing that, and people saying, "That's a bloody awful shirt. That's a bloody awful shirt," for years. And now people will spend hundreds and hundreds of pounds to get an original one. Bizarre, absolutely bizarre. You know, I know people, old friends of mine, that want to get an original Bruised Banana one, and they go on eBay and places like that. And I've said to them, they're not originals. They're not. Because you only got to look at them, because most of them have got the wrong bleeding badge. Because the Bruised Banana shirt had a very, very small badge. Very small badge. The old badge, you know, the proper badge. And a lot of people have got a big badge. And I said, they're fake. They are absolute fakes. And yet you get people on eBay charging 200 quid for a fake.
That's crazy.
It's ridiculous.
You know what frustrates me, just to interject, these designs, right? Adidas are like thinly spread. They're lazy designs sometimes, and there are loads of like individual Arsenal fan like streetwear and kit designers. There are like I design like the streetwear side of it, but there are loads of fans making these amazing like mock-up renders of these super swish like really cool kits. Some of them have gone like viral, but Adidas and Arsenal just like completely ignore like that wealth of talent and people that know the club. There's such a wealth of talent there, people who know exactly what we're all about and what the club represents and kind of the culture around it, and they just completely ignore it. It's very frustrating myself. Like I've been emailing them for a year saying like, hey, look at these like t-shirt designs and stuff, and the guy in the Armory himself said like, oh, these would sell, like I'd love for us to sell these, like they're super cool. And he said, but you need to email like Arsenal the club, like their info email. And so I've been emailing them for a year, like your guy in the Armory wants to like sell this range of merch, but I haven't heard anything. It's very frustrating.
Oh,
Yeah.
The thing is, Fran, I'll tell you this fact. 5 years ago, I contacted Arsenal, the Arsenal Museum, and I said, could I do for free, could I do an Arsenal history channel? I will do it myself. I'll do all the research. I'll do everything. Amazing. You just film it. And the response I got back was, thank you for your inquiry. We're interested, but we don't deem it relevant.
Oh, my God.
They're outreach. They're very snobby. They're very snobby. If you're not in the know, you're not friends with this person, they just don't want to be seen with you. It's very, very poor. That's terrible, Jess. They could that would be amazing. I would love to see that.
Yeah, literally a group of the most knowledgeable people in the Arsenal fan base, and they're snubbing them.
Their fans,
that's unbelievable to me.
They need to work on their fan
engagement.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, I don't mean to finish your sentence there, but yeah, no, I agree.
You got me. You got me.
All right, guys, we are going to take it out. Go ahead.
I wanted to do it for free. I didn't want any money. I just said, look, you set it up like professionally, like so. I'm not doing it from a bedroom. Yeah, I'll come and do it for no money. I didn't want any money at all.
So disrespectful.
And I said, let me do it because I love it and I know my history, and I would have researched it all, which I do. I might well drop one. I haven't done any history stuff for ages on the channel, and I've got people saying you've got to do it, Jez, you've got to do it. And I offered to do it for nothing, and they said they didn't deem it relevant. How can you say that about one of the most iconic football clubs in English football history?
It doesn't matter. And it's so disrespectful considering like the amount of money you've spent on supporting this club throughout the years as well. Not that that's relevant. It's just, it's so rude. They could at least say, we'll have a phone call with you, mate. Like, yeah.
Yeah. No, it's disrespect 100%.
It would be so good for the younger fans as well. They don't have like a set history channel where fans like me can learn about it in a like engaging way with someone who's been there, done it. We have to really search it out, and there's like various different videos all over the place. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
If one of us ever gets in with the club, we'll make it happen.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we are about at an hour and a half. This has been an incredible show. I want everybody to go around. Number one, give your score predictions for your no preamble. Give your score prediction for the Liverpool Arsenal game, and then shout out your socials, and then we'll take it out of here. Start with Jez.
2-1. Arsenal history and more. Content is all about the history, of which I haven't done a lot, and I will do. I promise. But I do match reactions, previews, I love getting different people on, give different opinions from different Arsenal fans and from different fans from different clubs. Arsenal history and more. Insta collins.jez, and happy Easter, everyone.
Absolutely. Fran.
Yes, I'm Fran. I have a YouTube channel called Goal Art. So the word goal, art, and then ZO. And that's the name of my website and my Instagram as well. So I draw players, Arsenal players. I'm going to go into other clubs soon as well. But I draw them by hand, then scan the drawings and turn it into streetwear designs. And I've got lots more new designs coming out. It's going really well. Really appreciate the support. And please sub to my channel. Big up Gooner Gathering. Everyone subscribe to Gooner Gathering as well. Lee is such a lovely chap and he runs the channel, so knowledgeable as well. So yeah, everyone sub to Gooner Gathering. But yeah, Goal Art, so that's where you'll find me. And thank you. It's been such a great show. I could chat to you for hours, you guys. Really amazing. I'm so excited for the game. I forgot my score prediction. My score prediction is 3-1 to the Arsenal.
All right. Ooh. My media guy, Jez's media guy. It should be your media guy, Connor.
7-0. No, I'm joking.
Cheeky.
I wish. Do you know what? I would never shut up about it. Do you not know? I think, what did I say on Jez's show the other day? I think I said 2-1. 2-1? 3-1? Either way. 2-1 or 3. I'm going to go 3-1. No, I'm going to go 2-1. No, I'm going to go 3. I'll go 3-1. I'll go 3-1. I'm going to be confident. 3-1. We're going to beat them. We're going to beat these guys. I'm telling you. If we don't beat them, it's going to be a massive disappointment because this is the time to go. I don't care about history. With Liverpool fans talking about history, I don't care now. This is so different. This is two different teams. And I really think we can go out there and get something. Pray to God our defence is solid on the day. Normally it is, but hopefully it's even better. But anyway, I'm going to go 3-1. Hopefully it's a mad performance from Arsenal. I do. I'm people's media guys now. No, I'm joking. Well, I am.
You are.
I do editing work for a lot of these guys on their social medias. But yeah, I'm an editor. I do a bit of freelance now and then. So I do stuff for branding, social medias, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, mainly YouTube at the moment because that's what people are coming for me for. Done work for Jez here. I've done work for TJ. Still doing work for TJ as we speak, and I'm more than happy to do that. And probably some people in the chat as well.
I'll hire you soon when I have some money.
Yeah, 100%, Fran. 100%. Hit me on the DMs, but that's what I do. And my Instagram's cmo.editing. Hit me up if you want any designs. I'd be willing to talk to absolutely anyone, whatever club you're from, whoever you support, whatever you do. I'm happy to talk to you. And thank you very much, TJ, for swooping in late, and great panel once again. Happy Easter again to everyone. A long weekend starting from tomorrow. I can't wait. Loving it. So everyone have a nice long weekend if you're here in the UK, wherever you're celebrating.
Absolutely. Yeah. Happy Easter to everybody who celebrates. I just want to say again, thank you to everybody who is supporting the channel. Thank you to Jez, who has been my guy, who has pushed me to start my own channel. And it's honestly been one of the best decisions. It's been such a ride, and I've only been doing it for about 5-6 weeks now. But it has been so much fun getting to meet and talk with all these great football fans from across the world. So again, Jez, thank you very, very much. Fran, thank you so much for coming on. I need to have you on again. I feel like we could talk for hours and hours and hours. Yeah. And we need to trade stories about playing weddings because I have a few and I'm sure you do too. And then Connor, my media guy, look, I have the second best intro on YouTube. 2 Jez's. Jez has the best. You need to go and watch and subscribe to Arsenal History and More, get an education, and see the best Arsenal intro on YouTube, period. But of course, smash a like and subscribe. Yeah.
Hey. Oh, nice one, Jez. I'm craving for an Easter egg on Sunday.
There you go. Smash a like and subscribe. TJ Warren TV, Instagram, TJ Warren. Everybody in the chat, make sure you're supporting each other. This is a community after all. Keep the bad vibes out. Keep the good vibes in. I am going 2-1 to the Arsenal. And we got, so just to shout out a couple of things that we got coming up. So tomorrow we got the weekly American Idiot show with my boy Jez, my boy Dal, a.k.a. Oregon Gooner. And then we have a new guest, Alan Brierly, who is an old school Oldham fan. And he is going to bring some he's going to bring some late 80s, early 90s Oldham
Come on.
stories. So he even said to us in our Twitter chat today, Jez, that he was going to bring some Oldham versus Arsenal early 90s stories. So I would love to I'm going to sit back and watch that one. That's going to be great. So we have that coming up tomorrow, 9 p.m. UK. Please come to that one. And then Connor, I'm going to go ahead and take away what I said earlier. We're going to do a call-in show after the Liverpool game. So after Liverpool, probably a couple hours after the game is over, after Del Boy finishes his call-in show, me and Connor are going to spin something up. I know it's going to be late in the UK, but I know how much people in the UK love talking football. It is currently 11:15 over there. You guys will be up. Feel free to call in. I'm going to drop the link in the comments, and we are going to have some fun. Okay, so with that, thank you so much, everybody. We're going to end it here. Good night. Come on, you Gunners.